All right, let's pull back the curtain on one of your body's most powerful, yet kind of mysterious networks. We're not talking about nerves firing at lightning speed here. No, this is about a silent, chemical messaging system that's running the show behind the scenes, controlling everything from your mood to how you grow. So think about it. Some messages in your body need to be instantaneous, right? Like pulling your hand off a hot stove. That's a sprint. But what about the marathons? The slow, steady instructions that need to last for hours or even days? How does your body handle those? Well, the answer lies in a totally different system. You see, your body has two main ways of communicating. You've got the neural system, which is like a fiber optic network. It's incredibly fast, super direct, but the messages are gone in a flash. Then you have the endocrine system. And that's more like a broadcast radio signal. It sends out chemical messengers, we call them hormones, into the bloodstream for everyone to hear. It's slower, sure, but the effects are widespread and last way, way longer. It's all about long-term regulation. So here's our game plan for this tour. First, we're going to meet all the key players in this chemical network. Then we'll head up to the C-suite in the brain to meet the bosses. After that, we'll check out the different departments that manage things like metabolism and stress, and the team that handles immunity and reproduction. And finally, we'll crack the code on how these chemical messages actually get delivered. Okay, first things first. Any good organization needs a clear structure, right? So let's take a look at the organizational chart for this huge chemical corporation running inside of you. Who's who in the zoo? And here they are. This is the whole crew. You've got the hypothalamus and pituitary, the head honchos up in the brain. Then there's the thyroid in your neck, the adrenals sitting right on top of your kidneys, the pancreas, and of course, the gonads, the testis or ovaries. These are the major glands, and you can think of them as the different departments responsible for sending out those all-important chemical memos we call hormones.
Every order has to start somewhere, and in the endocrine system, the ultimate authority is right there in the brain. So let's go meet the CEO and the top general of this entire operation.
So take a look at this direct connection. The hypothalamus, that's the CEO. It's the master regulator. But it doesn't just shout orders at the entire body. No, it's way more clever. It gives very specific instructions to its second in command right below it, the pituitary gland, which then relays those commands to everyone else. And this is that chain of command in action. The hypothalamus issues an order by making a releasing or inhibiting hormone. You can literally think of it as an email that says go or stop. That hormone then travels through this private express lane circulatory system straight to the anterior pituitary. The pituitary gets the message and then tells the rest of the body what to do. It's just this beautiful, efficient cascade of control. So if the hypothalamus is the CEO, the anterior pituitary is the field general, the one making it all happen on the ground. It doesn't do all the work itself. It directs the other glands. It shoots out TSH to tell the thyroid what to do, ACTH to command the adrenal gland, and hormones like FSH and LH to direct the gonads. It also handles the big picture projects, like growth with growth hormone. Now that we've met the bosses, let's go visit the departments they command. These are the glands managing the day-to-day logistics of your body, your energy budget, how you handle stress, and your overall metabolic speed. First up is the thyroid. This is your body's thermostat and its chief financial officer all rolled into one. Its hormones set your basal metabolic rate. That's basically how much energy you burn just by being alive. It also manages how you use your fuel and even helps make red blood cells. Oh, and here's a crucial bit. None of this works without iodine from your diet. Okay, next up, let's talk about your body's first responders, the emergency services and stress management team, the adrenal glands. Whenever things get intense, whether it's a sudden scare or just that long-term grind, these are the glands that jump into action. And what's really fascinating is that the adrenal gland is actually two glands in one. The inner part, the medulla, is for emergencies. It pumps out adrenaline for that classic fight-or-flight response. The outer layer, the cortex, that's for the long haul. It manages long-term stress, regulating your metabolism, blood pressure, and even your immune system. Next on the list is the pancreas, the undisputed master of blood sugar balance. After you eat and your blood sugar spikes, it releases insulin, which is like a key that unlocks your cells so they can absorb all that energy. But if your sugar dips too low, it releases glucagon, which tells your liver, hey, release some of that stored sugar. It's this constant, incredible balancing act to keep you perfectly fueled. So beyond the daily grind, the endocrine system is also playing the long game. It handles two absolutely critical functions: defending the body and making sure we can continue as a species. And of course, these tasks have their own specialized departments. Your defense department is headed by the thymus gland. Think of it as a boot camp for your immune system's special forces. And for continuity, you have the gonads. In males, the testes pumps out testosterone for male characteristics and sperm production. And in females, the ovary produces estrogen and progesterone to run the menstrual cycle and support pregnancy. Okay, so we've met the command centers, we visited the departments, but there's still a huge question. How does a hormone, just floating around in your blood, know exactly which cell to deliver its message to? Let's zoom way in on how this actually works.
Well, a hormone can only talk to a cell that has a specific receptor for it. It's a perfect lock and key system. And there are basically two ways this happens. Some hormones, like proteins, can't actually get inside the cell, so they bind to a receptor on the outside, kind of like ringing the doorbell. But other hormones, like steroids, can just slip right through the front door and find a receptor inside. It's like sliding a letter right under the door.
So let's look at that doorbell method. When a protein hormone latches onto its receptor on the outside, it doesn't go in. Instead, it triggers a second messenger on the inside of the cell. And that messenger then kicks off a massive chain reaction, a cascade of signals that races through the cell and completely changes what it's doing.
Now, the letter under the door method is totally different. Steroid hormones are like VIPs with an all-access pass. They walk right into the cell's main office, the nucleus. There, they find their receptor, and this new power couple goes right up to the cell's DNA, its genetic blueprint, and starts making edits. It tells the cell to start or stop making certain things. It's a much more direct way to change a cell's function. So you see, from the CEO in your brain, all the way down to a tiny edit being made on your DNA, these hormones are conducting this slow, silent, but incredibly powerful symphony inside you. They are the messengers that regulate the very processes that make you who you are. And that really brings us to one final thought. We've talked about the body's CEO, but really, you are the ultimate boss. Now that you know how your chemical command center responds to stress, to what you eat, to how you sleep, how does that change the directives you give it? What commands will you choose to send?